All right, we have another video here. This is from kind of a mesh of two different inspiration photos. We've got this one, which is from David Lynch's Inland Empire, and we have this one, which is from In Bruges, one of my favorite movies. It's so dark, delicious. For this one, actually employed some of our talented actor friends, but first we had to figure out, how do we create this light? You know, we're not gaffers, we don't own any studio lighting equipment, and so how are we gonna make this work? Well, we tried numerous things. I know I wanted to do the black void, face in the black void vibe, which we were able to do since we have these weird tunnels in our apartment. It was very easy to stage an environment where light would only be coming from one direction. From there, we tried numerous light sources, practicals primarily, since that's what we had, and it just was too soft. It wasn't giving that nice hard light, half face lit, the other half dark. And so the other aspect, though, was we wanted to have the pattern almost as though like you're looking into the grate on a confessional. And so we went to Home Depot and we found a selection of stamped metal tiles, panels. I really don't even know what they're used for. And so we clamped that in place. But again, the light, it was too soft, it was too diffused. It just wasn't bringing that pattern alive on the subject. Then Annette had the idea to take her reading light, clip it, because it's more of a spotlight effect, hard, direct light, and that did the trick, except, remember, iPhone doesn't like those low light situations. So we swapped that out for this thing of beauty, my headlamp. The headlamp gave enough push to bring the pattern onto the face and provide enough light where the sensor could pick up a really good image. From there, we just wanted a little something else. So I tried a lot of like little light color, smaller key light sources from underneath. Again, it was too strong. It was just filling in that light and kind of like canceling out the cool effect that we had been able to achieve with the headlamp and the stamped metal grate. And so Annette had the idea to use a lantern instead. We had these lanterns from our wedding, and so with the lantern in the lap, it was enough of a little texture and warmth from below, which was really nice, really subtle, and that is how we achieved the look. Fast forward now, we brought in our actor friends who were so gracious to be a part of this and spend an evening with us. And story-wise, so I had this idea, we're kind of playing with this confession. So I had the actors, or three actors, write down three personal confessions that they weren't going to share with anybody, but I really pushed them to dig deep, go dark. What's shameful? What do you have regrets around? If you were to confess on your deathbed, what would be the things that you would share? And they did the homework, they wrote everything down, they brought that with them, and so I did 3 takes with each actor. It basically had them focus on each confession. And so kind of abstract, again, not trying to be over the top with it. This is really just a test, an exercise. But I wanted to like give them something to chew on, and I did want this confessional vibe. So they were in their own way confessing, and edit-wise, during the process, I found some music cues. One that is the straightforward, I'm going to show you that in a moment. And that was sort of like what you'd expect, a little more somber, you know, piano, moody, this is confession, and just like really playing with and embracing the emotion that the actors were bringing, that they were bringing to the moment, bringing that to the screen. So this is the version that is the like more straightforward version. Take a look. Could stop there, but something happened when I was putting the music together and I was playing around with the test footage, and that is, not to get too technical, but really was working with the cinematic mode footage of iPhone 13 Pro, and that films 30 frames per second. You can't adjust it, and it wasn't quite the cinematic look that I wanted, so I was slowing that down to 24 frames per second, or reinterpreting that as 24 frames per second to give the desired look. And in doing so, the iPhone, it records audio, even though I wasn't looking to record any usable audio. I noticed Annette's voice during the test that we really liked. At first, as I was scrubbing the footage, I'm like, well, what is that? It creeped me out. And then I went back, and this is an example of what I heard. Listen.
Look towards the light.
So creepy, right? Well, that combined with some of the music cues that I've found that were like kind of dark, very different from the straightforward approach, I had this idea to mix my own music and play against the emotion and the intention that the actors were bringing through their work to the piece. It kind of like a remix version where you get a completely, entirely different film out of it. And I kind of love it, but it is a little weird. So we'll finish with the remix version, and here you go, take a look.
Look towards the light. Look towards the light. Look back towards me. Look towards the light. Look back towards me. Look back towards me. Fuck yeah. Look towards the light. Look back towards me. Look towards the light. Fuck yeah.
Anyway, that's it. Thanks for watching. If you like this, let me know. You can subscribe, like. I need to share some learning lesson because I definitely learned a lot on this. This one I would say, be resourceful. Don't worry about not having crazy lights. We all have a light of some kind, and it took a little bit of troubleshooting, but literally, take a look again. This was our entire setup. Really, it was a headlamp and a clamp and a piece of stamped metal, and we were able to create what I think is a really cool look, very psychological, and I might use it sometime. I don't know. I don't have a film in mind right now where I want to use it, but it's another tool that is very achievable on a smartphone, and I hope to discover more.